Hello everyone, this is SanadSK, and today we're gonna be taking a look at some of the unused content of the DLC in Dark Souls 3. Now, we have already covered tons of unused and cut content from the base game, and now with the release of the DLC there are quite some stuff that they added in the file but left them unused. But first, we have to pay our respects for the Burial Knight armor set. It was one of the best looking sets in the game that was left unused, but now it was removed from the game and replaced with Valheim's set. So now that's out of the way, let us begin with the unused stuff. The first thing is found inside the sound files of the DLC and some extra information inside the code of the game itself that no one took notice of. It is a mysterious NPC talking and repeating the same words but in different styles. Take a listen.
Where have you gone, sweet child? It's cold outside, so awfully cold. Where have you run off to? I'm here, sweet child, right here. You're cold and you've no place to go.
Now, what's most interesting is that inside the code of the files there is actually extra dialogue that wasn't recorded, but the subtitles were left over, and they say the following. What have you done with him? Give him back. Where have you hidden him, my dear sweet child? I'll get you, you rotten kidnapper. Shrieks towards enemy. Now, as soon as I read those quotes, I immediately thought of Ocelot, as in, could this be the Queen of Lothric talking about Ocelot? It is a very interesting matter, really. Also, when I was researching further about what people thought about the sound files, they noticed that the cries are very similar to this tree where you find the frost sorcery in the DLC. They speculated that this tree was supposed to talk about Sullivan, since this is his leftover sorcery behind her, and maybe this tree is actually his mother or something. So I started digging more inside the files of the DLC, and I found a mention of an NPC named Birch Woman. So it is also totally possible that it is related to Pontiff Sullivan, but who knows what is going inside the mind of Miyazaki when putting things like that in the game. The next thing is the mention of two other arenas in the files alongside the Kiln of Flame. These could be leftovers of previous ideas for arenas, or potentially the arenas that are gonna be in the next DLC. The first being Dragon Ruins, and if we base our thoughts on the current arena that we got, I would say this arena would have definitely been in the boss arena of the Nameless King. Just think about how it would look like. It would look super duper amazing. The second arena is Grand Roof, and this one is kind of vague, but if I have to guess, I would think it would be located somewhere in Lothric Castle, and specifically the arena of the Twin Princes boss fight. Next we have is the face of Slave Knight Gale, or Uncle Gale as the painter calls him. His face is super interesting, especially since he has one yellowish eye and the other is basically scarred, and the beard, you can't actually get it in game, so you can't have a beard as long as his. Also, since we are showing faces, here is also a clear picture of Elfrida's face. Next we have is concerning Father Arendelle and his flail. So if you have watched the trailer of the DLC, we actually see a shot of Father Arendelle using his flail on himself. Even though we can hear it from the chapel in the DLC, we don't actually see it in game. And in the model of Arendelle, the flail is a part of his model, yet we don't see him holding it anyway in the game. And the last thing we have is concerning some of the icons of the weapons of the DLC. So before the DLC, there were multiple variations of unused Pyromancy Flames, and they were Deep Pyromancy Flame, Flickering Pyromancy Flame, and Pitch Dark Pyromancy Flame. Each had some kind of special effects, such as the Deep Pyromancy one that spells power scales with hollowing. The Flickering was that the Flickering Flame grows in power the closer one is to their target, intensifying the impact of a pyromancy, and the Pitch Dark was manifested in full when used with dark pyromancies. Now, the icons of the Deep and Pitch Dark ones were put again inside the files of the DLC for some reason, and the Deep Pyromancy Flame was totally removed and was totally replaced by the Pyromancy's Parting Flame with a new icon, and it shares the exact same IDs as the Deep Pyromancy one, the same thing that they did with the Burial Knight set, that they switched it with Valheim's set. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you haven't watched my cut content videos for Dark Souls 3, then you are missing out on a lot of content. So make sure you go out and check my playlist for the cut content videos, and yeah, I'll be seeing you on my next video. Bye bye.